Hello and welcome back to SGPL Library Kids, our YouTube channel for the Spruce Grove Public Library. Now we are reading our Read Aloud for March, so it's called Jasmine Taguchi, Mochi Queen, and it's written by Debbie Machiko Florence. So we are most of the way through this book now, so if you haven't already been reading along with us, then do go back, watch the other chapters, and then catch up. So we are up to chapter 11 today. And I always forget to mention, my name is Sarah, I'm the children's librarian here at the library, so welcome. We are going to continue and find out what happens with Jasmine today, because it's just about her turn to use the mochi hammer. It says, Chapter 11, My Turn. Suddenly the worry flower in my tummy grew roots all the way down to my legs, through my feet and into the ground. Dad nudged me, but I couldn't move. Are you okay? He asked me. I nodded, though my feet stayed still. Do you want to wait until next year? I shook my head. Eddie's smile grew and grew. It wasn't a happy smile or a nice smile. It was a smile that said he was glad I was frozen. I didn't want to look like a failure. I ripped my feet from the ground and I moved slowly towards the yuzu. I took one step after another until I was standing right in front of the bowl. It looked like a giant volcano. It was a lot bigger than I remembered it being from last night. The rice Eddie had been pounding still sat in the center of the stone bowl, not yet mochi, but not steamed rice anymore either. Are you ready, Jasmine? Uncle Jimmy said. You have to pound the rice while it's hot. It felt like a huge piece of mochi was stuck in my throat. I swallowed twice before wrapping my hands around the hammer. I glanced over at Mum, and everyone under the canopy stopped working to watch me. Gulp. The handle felt slippery. It was hard to get a grip on it. Hurry up, Eddie huffed at me. He dipped his hands into the water and flipped the mochi and stepped back. I took a deep breath and gathered all my strength to lift the hammer over my shoulder. I guess I was stronger than I thought, because when I swung it back, it kept going, and so did I. But there's poor Jasmine. It's a bit heavy. I fell onto the grass and mean Cousin Eddie laughed. My nose tickled and I blinked quickly. Ha, that was hilarious, Eddie shouted, slapping his knees. Eddie! Uncle Jimmy's voice was sharp, and it cut off Eddie's laughter. I stood and picked up the hammer again, and I tried to lift it, but my arm shook and making the hammer wobble. Eddie snickered, but he kept it low so Uncle Jimmy wouldn't hear. Dad came up to me. Do you need some help? I shook my head. Suddenly Sophie was by my side. I was afraid she would laugh at me too, but she wasn't laughing. She was glaring at Eddie. You can do it, Jasmine, she said. Remember when you carried Dad's birthday cake all by yourself? I was so surprised I almost fell over a second time. Her words hugged me. If Sophie believed in me, then I knew I could do it. And I grabbed the hammer tight and I lifted it up, but not too high. I let it fall forward. Thwick! It only made a tiny sound, but I had hit the rice. Everyone except for Eddie clapped and cheered, and I grinned. Eddie silently dipped his hands into the water bowl and then flipped the mochi. I tried, but could not lift the hammer again. It felt as heavy as 1,000 stones. Dad came up behind me and wrapped his hands around mine. His hands were warm against my cold skin, and I breathed in the peppermint smell of his favourite gum. You can do it, Dad whispered, as together we lifted and dropped the hammer. Thwack! Eddie flipped the mochi, and Dad and I hit the mochi again. Thwack! I wasn't pounding the mochi by myself. Thwack! I was a weakling. Dad took the hammer from me. Fantastic, Jasmine! Not fantastic. I only hit the mochi once by myself, and it was hardly a real hit. Dad had had to help me. I didn't pound mochi at all. I failed. I failed in front of everyone, and I ran out of the backyard. So that's where we're going to leave Jasmine today, but do come back soon and we'll finish off the story. So, as I said, we're SGPL Library Kids here on YouTube, and do subscribe, and we'll come back soon and have some more stories. Thank you for joining us for Virtual Storytime this week. If you enjoyed this story, come and visit us in person at the library, give us a call or message us, and we will help you find more books, movies, video games, TV series, and so many more programs and services that we can offer you, all for the small price of a library card, which of course is free. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, SGPL Library Kids. So thank you once again, and bye-bye.